Infinity Nikki developers are promising that this is going to be the biggest update yet. We just got more details about 1.5, including how the clothing dyeing works, multiplayer, and a new story chapter. So let's look at the blog post and everything that was revealed. Here's the blog post that they put out. It's called No Empty Promises. I think it's really funny that they titled it this way. They want Infinity Nikki players to know that we are actually getting more content because there has been a lot of complaints and a bit of negativity in the community lately. So they're trying to get ahead of that and let players know that they are really trying to deliver something good here. If you want to read the entire post for yourself, I've linked it in the description, but let's get into it. So they start out 1.5 drops, massive optimizations, and free 10 pulls. They've been giving out a lot of free 10 pulls. If you didn't know, there is a code that they just released with a free 10 pull. This is a new one. And then we're also getting a free 10 pull when the game comes out on Steam later this month. So there are 33 pulls that they're giving out in this month alone. They're starting out with a camera update. We're getting the vertical mode for PS5 and PC. So this is something that they had teased in the past. We'll be able to save and share up to 20 custom photo settings. You'll be able to set up all of your camera settings here and then save them. You can see, I think that's a new icon on the side here. That might be for saving your camera settings, and you'll probably get some kind of code or QR code that you can share. It says share them with friends, but I don't know if they mean actually in-game friends or if you could share them with anyone because, maybe there's a player on another server who has some really great, photo settings and then they share them on Reddit or the Discord and then I would be able to use them. I hope that's how it works and it's not like server based. After 1.5 update, Momo's camera will debut a free movement mode. I was dealing with this yesterday because I was taking some group photos just running around the open world and I was getting frustrated that I couldn't move Nikki's position after I had already opened the camera. So you have to exit out and then move her around and you don't know exactly how it's going to look. This will also be really nice for people who like to do those forced perspective photos where you get really close to something or someone. And so this will be really nice. I don't know how much you're going to be able to move in this, but even be able to take a few steps. It's funny they say small step, like it's going to be limited in some way, but even just being able to move a little bit would be really helpful. Layla has arrived. When I first read that, I was like, who is that? Bessie, am I supposed to know who that is? But no, this is a camera merchant. You can use camera modification tools to unlock 8 new photo poses, including drowsy yawning, play the pipa, and graceful floating. Ooh, being able to float in the photo without needing the pose from the floating outfit, the fairy outfit. You can do a floating pose with the fairy outfit if you've unlocked that. Well, you can use it on other outfits now too. But having any player be able to do some kind of floating pose will make some really nice photos. In the future, Layla will also offer additional poses, filters, and other photography goodies. What could another photography goodie be? Props, maybe? For purchase or exchange, so stay tuned. After snapping your shots, you'll now be able to rotate photos and edit them with stickers and text. Okay, so these floofs are stickers as well. That's really cute. I think the photography is one of the best features and most utilized features in the game, so adding more to that is always a good thing. Here's the good stuff. Embark on an adventure with Nikki, new storyline unlocked. This is probably the comment I get the most definitely on TikTok. People have been asking, okay, that's great, that we're getting these little features, but what about the story? I want more story. I kind of forgot that we haven't had main storyline in a while, but we are getting a new chapter. Guided by a mysterious stranger, Nikki witnesses a world in crisis and steps into a rift in time and space, venturing towards the primordial sea of stars. Okay, so here's where the lore from the other Nikki games is starting to come in, and someone else who has played those games is going to know a lot more than I do, but I do know that time travel and being able to move between worlds and time is something that's common in the other Nikki games, and I do know that this is a hint towards the Star Sea dress, and so we'll probably be getting that. They already teased it with a trailer little music video thing that they dropped on YouTube and socials earlier this week. So this is the Star Sea dress, and this is a dress that has shown up in other Nikki games, and this is fan favorite dress. not just because of the dress itself, because to a new player, it might not look like anything special compared to the other dresses that we already have in Infinity Nikki, but it's very central to Nikki's theme, her personality, the storylines. So I think that's why it's such a beloved dress. And it seems like we're going to be getting that in the game. I've seen people talk about this in the past. When are we getting Starcy? So this is like an iconic dress. I'm interested to see what it will look like in the game. Are they going to update it at all? Like the high-low thing, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw this, it was giving like 2009 prom, because that's when I was in high school. But, you know, I know everyone's tastes are different and some people love the high-low, some people don't love the high-low. It doesn't really matter. It's more about what this represents for the game and being part of the larger Nikki series. I think what's more exciting to me about this is that we'll actually get to learn more about who Nikki is as a person. And that is something that I've started to see on Chinese social media, people talking about wanting more about Nikki or having more of her personality shine through in the game. It says, there she'll uncover secrets about her past, present, and future and encounter countless versions of herself from parallel worlds. This is also something that I think comes from the other games, these parallel worlds and times. This is really, really interesting to me. I hope I'm not overhyping this like I did with the Eerie season and being able to learn more lore about Philomia, because that was a little bit of a letdown to me. I wanted to get even more substance and more about her as a person. And this is really promising a lot, but they did say no more empty promises. So I'm hoping that we do learn a lot about Nikki, maybe the past world that she came from with her mom, maybe more about where the game could be going, just something else to sink our teeth into, because I think that's something that players are really looking for right now. They've also addressed, you can see it in bold, that co-op is entirely optional. This is also something I've seen a lot of comments on. I knew that Infinity Nikki was going to have a co-op element when it was first announced and in the beta when I originally played it, but they took out co-op for the launch. And so for people who joined afterwards or weren't following the game's development very closely, I think co-op was like a surprise to them. They didn't realize that there was going to be co-op. And for people who like to play games alone, they don't like the social aspect, or they don't know anyone who plays Infinity Nikki, I think the idea of co-op was a little bit alarming and stressful. They don't want to miss out on anything that you could only do with co-op. So they're addressing that here, that co-op is optional. Solo players can enjoy the map at their own pace with a focus on relaxed, stress-free exploration. So the map will be as fulfilling for someone playing alone as it will be for people playing co-op. I'm excited about co-op, and yet at the same time, I don't know who I'm going to play with. No one in my immediate life. Well, you know, I guess my sister does play. She's picked it up a little bit. So maybe I'll play with my sister. But a lot of my friends who play are in different servers, which is kind of sad. Like I would probably ask Hamster to play with me, but she's on the European server, so I couldn't play with her. Anyway, so yeah, co-op is coming. We still don't know much about what it means. It says it features unique gameplay mechanics and co-op challenges. We'll just have to see. Next, they very briefly mentioned Serenity Island, which they did tease in their earlier post. This is the new PC area. I'm assuming that we're going to have some kind of side quests. It says unravel long forgotten tales. I think this is going to be like the Firework Isles. It's going to be its own map with its own, maybe, Whim stars and Dew of Inspiration to collect. We have no idea how big it's going to be or how long the quest line is going to be. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see on that one. I did put on my community post, we got an image not from the English language Infinity Nikki blog, but another blog and social posted that. I can't find it anymore, but it was circulating on Reddit and Discord, but it's in my community post if you want to check that out. Next, they gave us a lot more details on this custom ability styling. So this is something that they actually teased back in one of the dev live streams a few months ago, that we are going to be able to customize the ability outfits. So there's a difference between the ability itself and then the ability outfit. So what we're seeing here is the violin ability, but they're using that first kilo outfit with it. And what they say is that some abilities require specific items to function, like handhelds, and you can swap the design of the required item. So if there's a different cleaning brush for the grooming ability, but you can't swap it with like a fishing rod or a bug catching net. So you do have to have the handheld, but you're going to be able to customize the rest of the outfit however you want. So the base grooming outfit, You'll still have that little brush in your hand, but you can literally use any outfit, not just another grooming outfit. I did see some people asking like, what is the point of the ability outfit if you can just make it look like anything? First of all, you can play however you want. If for you, canon, role playing as Nikki, you want to use that grooming outfit, I think that's great. For some players, they've had that base grooming outfit since December and they're tired of looking at it and they want to do something else and they want to, update it in some way. I think a big part of Infinity Nikki is that creativity and the customization and building outfits. So if they have in their idea, this would make a really cute grooming outfit and they want to create their own kind of style, they're going to be able to do that. Now, when it comes to some of the more special versions of the abilities, like the latest gotcha grooming outfit that skips the animation entirely and puts a little hat on the animals, you're not going to be able to just make that ability yourself. You're going to have to unlock that specific ability by getting the full outfit. But then if you didn't like that outfit and you only got it for the ability, you can make the outfit look like whatever you want, which I think is really nice. They've also touched on visual upgrades and ability enhancements. And of course, the first thing I thought of when I read this was changing the color of the purifying orbs. Sadly, that is not what this means. It says that while many stylists requested customizable orb colors, these hues are tied to future story developments. So we are getting different colors eventually, but not right now. And it's not going to be that if you use the Crystal Poems outfit, the purification from the permanent banner, the orbs are not going to be blue, but they will have a special purification animation. Nikki will wield her wand to cast purifying orbs, accompanied by a shimmering snowfall effect around the wand, but the orb is still going to be green. So we'll see. I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't know why it's tied to story developments. I guess I'll just have to trust the process on this one and hope that that comes eventually. But some of the other things they mention, so the following outfits have received art upgrades and ability refinements, and that includes all of these ability outfits on the permanent banner plus Froggy Fashion. And Froggy Fashion, if you remember, that is the electrician outfit that we got in the first 4-star banner. And it says that it's been upgraded to the new Croaker Chorus Whimsicality ability, allowing Nikki to summon 4 croakers for a lively choir session. So here's the Froggy Fashion outfit. It is an electrician ability outfit, but you don't use the electrician ability very much outside of the first couple of chapters of the game. And then once you've repaired all of the light posts in Flourish, you don't really have a reason to use it again. So I wonder if by upgrade, they mean they're going to switch this to a whimsicality, or they're going to keep both, which we haven't seen before, but maybe you'll be able to swap it in as a whimsicality and as the electrician outfit. Not sure, but it is coming back. So we know that this is going to rerun during the 4-star banners of 1.5, just like right now where we started with some 5 stars and then got 4 stars partway through. Sounds like they're going to do the same thing, but we don't know what the other 4-star, if any, it's going to be. And then they said these permanent banner outfits are going to get visual upgrades in the accessories. So you can see that this animal grooming outfit, which I got from the permanent banner, it has the exact same handheld as the base outfit and the evolution of the base outfit, but it's going to get its own handheld now, which is nice. It'll fit the aesthetic a little bit more. And then you're going to be able to trade between the handheld accessories and customize the outfit itself however you want, which I think is going to make it a little bit more worthwhile to get these permanent banner outfits, because if they had made it so that you can completely customize the outfit, what is the point of having another grooming ability outfit if you can make it look however you want? And what's going to be different now is the handheld. So you'll get that differently styled handheld that goes with the grooming ability. And that's the thing that you cannot customize otherwise. So they're trying to make these 4-star ability outfits a little bit more worthwhile for people who pulled for them. I think the reason that they're doing this is because people have spent money to pull on this permanent banner, which I never recommend, but I can't really blame people because this version of the bug catching outfit, for example, is so beautiful. I love the colors on it. And this version of the fishing outfit is also super cute. And so if people have spent money and then can make those outfits look however they want, it's probably not just for the outfit that they picked it, but because it's an ability outfit specifically. I think that would rub some people the wrong way. but they are going to update the accessory itself. So you'll get some kind of fishing rod that is going to go with this outfit. I'm sure it'll be really cute, watermelon themed, just like the outfit is. And then you'll be able to swap those accessories. It's not as impactful as the full outfit itself, but they're going to have to do something to make this exclusive so that people who spend money on these, don't feel like they wasted it. Next is the part that I have been most interested in, and this is the glow up, and recolor. This is the outfit dyeing. So they start out with an upgrade will elevate the glow up experience. 5-star and 4-star outfits and pieces unlock new color variants after being fully glowed up. For 3-star outfits and pieces, glowing up won't unlock new colors directly, but you can now use materials in the dyeing feature to unlock additional unique hues. Okay, there's a lot to break down here. Basically what this is saying is that the clothing dyeing that we are getting is only going to be able to be used on 3-star outfits, but we will be able to get new recolors of 5-star and 4-star outfits once we fully glow them up. And they show off here the fully glowed up variant of the fairy tale swan dress, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. But you can only get this if you fully glowed it up. And just to remind you what fully glowed up means, it's going to take a lot of resources. I kind of expected that you wouldn't be able to dye 4 and 5-star outfits, or they would have to do something to make it more difficult, because otherwise there would be no point to getting the evolutions, because the evolutions is the way that you get new colors, and that's directly tied to gacha and spending money. So I understand why they didn't add the clothing dyeing to 4 and 5-star outfits. So let's take a look at the glow up menu. You can see I have 3 outfits that are fully glowed up, and I glowed these up to be used in the Mirror Crown Pinnacle contest. Now you'll also be able to get a recolor when you glow up outfits. So now when you glow up an outfit completely, you do get 1 pull, but you'll also get a color variant in this new version. And the 5-star outfits have 4 recolors. The 4-star outfits only have 2 recolors. So it's going to give us another evolution basically that you can only get when you glow up the outfit. The only thing about this is that it's going to be very, very expensive. This has 10 pieces. If I were to select everything and fully glow it up, it's going to take 362,000 bling, 4,800 threads of purity, and 12,000, almost 300 bubbles. That is a lot of resources. So this is something that you're not going to be able to just go in and glow up a bunch of outfits and get a bunch of recolors. This is something that's going to take time. So you're going to want to pick and choose which colors you really like and see which ones are worth spending this currency on. This also means it's diverting your currency from being able to use it on the Mirror Crown versus using it for aesthetic reasons. I do know some people don't care about the Mirror Crown in the Pinnacle contest that much, so they probably haven't glowed up a lot of outfits because they just don't care about that point system. Now it gives them a reason to use the glow up feature, but for someone like me who does like to clear the Mirror Crown, I'm going to have to now split my resources between leveling up outfits for points and picking recolors that I want. But we have a lot of 5-star and 4-star outfits, which means a lot more colors that we're going to be able to get. Definitely wait to see what the colors are. I wouldn't go in here and start glowing up outfits. You can just save your bubbles, maybe start using the Realm of Nourishment to grab more bubbles so that you're ready when the time comes. But yeah, this is how we're going to be able to get new colors of the 4 and 5-star outfits. Now, when it comes to the 3-star outfits, the language is a little bit confusing. It says for 3-star outfits and pieces, glowing up won't unlock new colors directly. I think that word directly is what's throwing me off a little bit. I think it means that you still need to glow up the outfit and then you can use materials in the dyeing feature to unlock hues. That's the way that I interpret it as it's written. They might just be clarifying that glowing up will not unlock new colors and instead of glowing up, use materials in the dyeing feature. We're just going to have to see when it comes out. I can see you interpreting that 2 different ways. But yes, the dyeing feature is only going to be able to be used on 3-star outfit pieces because they don't have evolutions. And then to get new colors for 5 and 4 stars, we get to use the glow up feature. So I think this is actually nice because I didn't expect the dyeing to come for 5 and 4-star outfits anyway, but the fact that we will get more colors regardless, it's just behind something that's a little bit more resource heavy, but it gives us another reason to do glow up. Glow up is so expensive, and I've been worried that I'm glowing up these outfits and then only going to use them for one mirror crown, but now the fact that I get another color out of it makes me really happy. So I'm excited to see more about this. Let me know if you have any questions or your own interpretation of what that means for the 3-star and 4-star outfits. I'd be really curious to hear what you think. The last thing that they touch on, I'm actually really excited about. They're giving us something called a Whim calendar, and it's a way for you to see all of the refreshes in the game and also when you've done those specific realms that can only be done limited per day or per week so that you can keep track of them better. I'm always going into like a bunch of different menus to make sure I've done the mirror crown, I've done my dailies, I've done the realm of the dark, I've done the double up event in the realm of nourishment. Now it is all in one place with the amount of time until it refreshes. I think this is going to be very useful. They also show a few that are locked with question marks. I was expecting to maybe see like the Mirror Journey Battle Pass here, but maybe there are some new features that are coming down the line. Some more like weekly bosses or weekly and daily events that we could get, or maybe they're tied to the specific event that's going on. Like, have you done your check-ins for the current event? Have you done all of the quests maybe? So this is really interesting. I'd be interested to see what else is coming here. But I really like this feature. I think it'll be very, very useful. So that is everything that they covered for 1.5. This is dropping in about 9 days from now. So the end of April. Sadly, well, not sadly for me, but I'm going to be at Disney when this update comes out. So I'm not going to be able to play it right away or cover it the night that it drops, but I will put out a video after the update going over everything new in detail, definitely the dyeing feature and how that works, taking a look at the new banners. We didn't see anything about the new banners, but I'm expecting we'll get those in about a week. They usually drop a couple days before the update. Let me know what in this blog post you are most excited to see in Infinity Nikki, and I will see you in the next video.